SBI, talk about languishing. The stock has been around that 800 mark for quite a while and it's not budging. But then we've got Uma, who was bought at levels of 525. She says she's a long-term investor and she's got 1,000 shares that she's bought at that price point, which in the light of what we've seen over the course of the last couple of years, in fact, for State Bank of India, is quite the buy price. She's wondering whether to hold for the next 2 years and what the upside potential is. If it's not a remarkable upside that is in the on the cards for State Bank of India, she's wondering if she should partially exit and invest elsewhere on a new generation or next generation stock which has a growth potential better than State Bank of India. Asta, the question is for you. Does that catch up eventually take place? Of course, one must state that the equity markets don't often see a linear progression upwards. So will that patience eventually be rewarded?
Yes, I think so. And my price target for this counter at the initial level is at around 950 to 980. So very much near to the cost price of the investor. Now, talking about the fundamentals of this counter, we are believing that SBI will show the credit growth of around 10 to 12% in the coming years. So this is majorly we can see on the back of the growth in their MSME and the retail portfolio. So I believe on the back of a strong credit growth, in fact, going ahead also we can see some sort of a margin appreciation also in this counter. So we are optimistic on this counter in the longer term, not maybe in the shorter term, but yes, in the longer term, definitely she will see the levels of 950 to 975, which can be very much near to the cost price. So I think there is no need to exit from this counter at this point of time.
Okay, and continue to hold is the view that Asta has. The person sitting on profits of 2.8 lakh rupees as we speak. All right, we've got our next question from Surya, who's writing us from Kolkata. And he's holding 65 odd shares of HPL Engineering at the price of 156 and is a long-term investor. Wants to know if he can continue to hold the same for the next 2 to 3 odd years. Asta, I'll have to stick with you. Let me know with regards to this counter, HPL Engineering, should he continue to hold for the next 2 to 3 odd years?
Definitely, yes. Because if I talk about the fundamentals of this counter, fundamental seems to be very, very strong. Why? Because we have seen a strong rise of more than 70% in the bottom line in the quarter gone by. So that is one of the major reasons that we are keeping a very much optimistic outlook on this counter. And another point which I find is that definitely this counter is also going at a higher valuation of a price to earning multiple of more than 50 to 60 times. But the kind of growth they are showing right now, I think it is very much justified. So remain invested in this counter is what we are believing right now, because it can yield much better returns from here. However, initial price target can be set at around 900 rupees.